name's Graham Spencer. I'm the Head of Engineering at Strada Technology. We do the technical assessments for products such as this. The benefits of Screedflo over the cement-based products is that you don't have the shrinkage cracks that occur during the curing process. So being an anhydrite-based screed, they're flexible, so it will move with any flexible floor system that's put beneath them. Speed of drying, depending on the ambient conditions, you can be looking at a 24 to 48 hour curing period, but when you compare it against traditional floating floor systems, you're looking at probably about a third of the installation time. So there's a vast saving in labour costs. The Screedflo system is not batched remotely, so you don't have the travel time where some partial curing can take place, which can mean that you have to add additional water once on site, which can affect the mix. The Screedflo system has it's all dry batched on site, and then the water is added on the actual back of the hydraulic mounted trucks, which ensures quality on site. You've got very little mix life, if you like, so it's mixed, it's pumped, and it's installed within minutes, which is fantastic. Because if you've got the alternatives which have to travel, I mean, take for example, if you're building in London and you're batching plants out in Dagenham and you're in central London, you could be looking at a 45 to 2 hour travel time, and a lot can take place in terms of the curing mechanisms with screeds such as this. So having that control that you mix it and place it straight away is fantastic. The Screedflo system has very little waste. Because it's inert, it can be dumped into a general waste skip and disposed of very easily. And there's none of the, when you compare it to the sand and cement, there's none of the bags waste, polythene waste that will cause all sorts of problems for the environment these days. You don't have that problem in disposing of that, because all the materials are stored dry on the wagon and batched on site. The quality control advantages are that it's batched on site, so you don't have the problem. It's fully compliant with the current harmonised standard that's valid throughout Europe, which is BS EN 13454. When compared to the sand and cement options, it's much better because they're all batched remotely from site, and the batching plants use bulk material that are stored in large open air bays, if you like, and there is quite a high risk of cross-contamination. Foot traffic, depending on ambient conditions, can take place within 24 to 48 hours. And when I say ambient conditions, I mean the temperature. As long as you're above 3 degrees and rising, the screed can be poured and it will cure within, I say, 24 to 48 hours. From a health and safety perspective, the Screedflo system is great because it can be laid by operatives while stood up, walking around, so there's no chance of repetitive stress-induced syndrome, if you like, or aches and pains. It's laid very quickly. I've said it's an inert material, which means that there are no real needs for any sort of health and safety screening. Anhydrate is a material that's typically used in the pharmaceutical industry for the pills and drugs that we take for ailments. So it's a very, very safe system. I'm comfortable recommending Screedflo because it's a product that's been a must-have for the acoustic flooring marketplace to dampen against airborne and impact sound for apartment dwellings that are becoming more commonplace these days. The product itself is an anhydrite-based screed, so it doesn't shrink, it doesn't curl during the curing process. You don't have the problems that you have with cement-based screeds that will shrink during the curing process and crack on the surface, which can lead to spalling. You don't get that with an anhydrate calcium sulfate-based screed. The curing time is quite rapid, within 24 to 48 hours, depending on the ambient conditions. The installation time, when you compare it against traditional made-up acoustic floors, when I talk about layers, there can be an insulation layer, 2 layers of a plasterboard plank and an OSB top deck. You're looking at a third less installation time, so the savings are unbelievably high in terms of labour costs from a construction basis. The The airborne and impact sound benefits, you're looking at probably exceeding or bettering the requirements for Part E by a good 10 dB in both cases, which is phenomenal for performance when you look at the stringent Part E requirements that are required from the pre-completion testing that must be done today on all new domestic dwellings. For those that are doing a self-build at home, if you've got a large family, you can take benefit of the acoustic properties. Home cinemas are becoming a typical need and must-have for most dwellings today, and this can create a good isolation, so you can have your surround sound system up full pelt. If you've got teenagers, what better way to encapsulate them into their own little acoustic bubble and not have to know that they're there. But the benefits are great, because you get a good level surface to put any carpets down, but the main benefit is the acoustic performance. You can have pretty much your own isolated room anywhere in the house. As an experienced professional who's been certifying similar floor systems as this, I'd have no problems recommending the Screedflo system because of the acoustic benefits. That sound transmission is a major problem of a lot of the houses we build and apartments we build today. The quality of the build, floor vibration again is something that has been an issue that's been well documented through the construction industry. The dampening effect of the sheer mass of this floor system, because it's a Screed system, cuts down on any vibration and just generally makes the floor more comfortable. If I was to compare this, I would actually feel with a Screeded system I'm walking on a concrete based floor rather than a highly sprung timber frame floor. So I'd have no problems recommending it or even using it myself in my own self build.